Phylum Mollusca?
No, we haven't started any phylum yet. We only did like diploplastic, and then the symmetrical segmentation, and the last thing we wrote was what is notochord.
When is your exam?
Ma'am, it's like a NEET-based exam.
Need based.
Yeah.
Okay, and when is it?
He said he will say, but he said like to study because he might take a surprise test on Thursday or like on Monday.
Oh. Alright, okay, students, switch on your videos. Okay, Sunidhi, please switch on your video. Alright, okay. So since and Sunidhi, do you have any upcoming exam?
No, ma'am. Currently, my summer holidays are going.
So you don't have any upcoming exam, right? You haven't been given any dates or stuff?
Yeah, after school reopens, I have a test.
You have a test. Okay. And
Yeah,
can you
like
tell me the portion?
a portion, I have not got to know it.
Portion is not there. Okay, so, okay, fine. Since the portion is not there and you haven't received any dates as such, so it's okay. So, are you fine with me doing Animal Kingdom? You will be, like I will, like the part which like I haven't done with you, the part I will teach you separately. Okay, Sunidhi?
Okay, ma'am.
Don't worry about that. I'll not leave it.
I think
Okay.
I had asked for my test also this chapter. So you had explained a few in the beginning.
I did?
Yes.
Oh, that's perfect. Okay, then there's nothing for me to worry about. Okay, so the last thing that I have discussed was a notochord. So now notochord, it's like a rod-like structure that is there during the embryonic development. Like while the organism is developing as an embryo, slowly, so they develop a rod-like structure. And where is it formed? It's formed at the back side, meaning the dorsal position of the body. Okay. Now, this notochord, it is derived from the mesoderm germ layer. Now, all those organisms that have the notochord present, we'll call them as the chordates, and the animals without the notochord, we'll call them as the non-chordates. So, starting from Porifera up until Echinodermata, all of them are non-chordates, and then the chordates, like the phylum Chordata, is separate phylum. Okay, so this was about the notochord. Now remember that notochord is a structure. Okay, it's just like how the vertebral column is. Okay, but later on this notochord gets replaced by the vertebral column. We'll see that later on. But for now, this is what it is about the notochord. Now moving forward, the first phylum we will begin with. That is the phylum Porifera. Now see, there are multiple phylums that are there. Okay, so the first one that we are going to begin is the phylum Porifera. Now these are the lowermost organisms and they are commonly called as sponges because they are very soft-bodied sponge-like organisms. In terms of their body symmetry, they are asymmetrical, meaning you cannot divide them into equal halves no matter however you cut them. Talking about their habitats, they are generally marine. Marine meaning they live in that water body that contains salt in it. And then few of them are freshwater. Freshwater as in which doesn't contain any salt in it. One of the example of the freshwater sponge is spongilla. And in terms of their level of organization, so they have cellular level of organization. They do not have tissues, they do not have organs, they do not have organ system. They just have cell. Now, what is so special about them? The thing that is special about them is that they have water transport system in them or water canal system, which helps them in variety of the things. Now, their water transport system, it contains three things: ostia, spongocele, and osculum. Now, ostia is the opening part from where the water would enter. Okay, it's like a minute pore from where the water would enter the body. After that, there comes the spongocele. Spongocele is like, for example, if this is where the water is coming, so the cavity, okay, the cavity which is there, in which the water will go inside, that is called as the spongocele. So it is the central cavity. Now, inner to the central cavity, there are like collar cells present throughout. Lining of collar cells are present internally. So we call it as the central cavity is lined with choanocytes or the collar cells. And lastly, there's the osculum. So this is the part from where the water would go out. So three parts are there in the water transport system or the water canal system. Now, why is it there and what's the significance? The first thing is that along with the flow of water, the poriferans, they gather the food through. They also, like this water canal system also helps in the exchange of water in them and also in the excretion part. Clear? So because of all of these things, they have the water transport present in them. Now, when we talk about the digestion in the poriferans, so the digestion is intracellular, meaning since they are cellular organisms, they don't have anything other than the cells and aggregates of the cell. So the digestion, it also takes place in the cell, within the cell. Clear? So food
Like the
is taken.
amoeba, right?
Hmm? No,
Like the
amoeba
amoeba.
is very different from it. Amoeba has a vacuole. Amoeba makes a food vacuole. That is a cell organelle. But here inside the cell only digestion happens. So food is taken directly into the cell and then the whole entire digestion process takes place within the cell. Clear? Hmm. Now, the body is supported by a skeleton which is made up of spicules or spongin fibers. So, they do have a skeleton present, but it's not like the skeleton of us. It's like a different skeleton which is made up of fibers. And those fibers are called as spongin fibers. Clear? Now, in them, the male and the female, they are not separate organisms. Rather, they are present in one. Like male and female present in one. So sexes, they are not separate. That is, all the sponges are hermaphrodites. Hermaphrodites means that male and female present in one. So eggs and the sperms, they are produced by the same individual. So one individual has the male and the female both in it. Now, reproduction can happen asexually or sexually as well. So, asexual reproduction takes place by fragmentation. Sexual reproduction takes place by the normal gamete formation, gamete fusion, and that. Now, fertilization in them is internal. It takes place inside the cell and it doesn't take place outside. Now, see, there are like after the fertilization is done, then the zygote or the you can say embryo would undergo two types of development, direct, indirect. Indirect development is like you can say the zygote is there, or you can say the egg is there. From that, a larval stage comes in the life, and then the adult stage comes. So in between the young stage and the adult stage, there's like an intermediate stage. So that kind of development is called as indirect development. Okay, meaning a larval stage is present in the development. But for those organisms that have a development that is direct, so from the young ones, it directly becomes the adult. No intermediate stage is there. So when we talk about the poriferans, so their development is
But ma'am,
indirect.
over there you wrote that the eggs and the sperms are produced by the same individual.
Hmm.
But then shouldn't the individual which has the ovum lay the eggs?
So one individual has the female part also, one individual has the male part. Like in the same individual, both the parts are there. So the female part will be making the female gamete. Male part will be making the male gamete. In one individual only. One. That's how. Understood?
So it will produce the egg and the sperm by itself.
Hmm. Because one individual has half male, half female. So the female part makes the female gamete, the male part makes the male gamete. Understood?
Because my teacher told that
Hmm.
that they prefer not to use their own eggs and sperms together, and when they come in contact with other porifera, they use their other
That also
gametes,
happens. That also happens.
but then they won't use like their own sperms and eggs together.
See, if the situation is, you can say, in terms of scarcity of, you can say, gametes being found, or scarcity of, in the adverse condition, they can get fertilized by their own gametes also, and they can prefer taking the gametes from other polyphenols. Clear?
Okay.
Both the cases can happen. Okay. So the development is indirect, that has a larval stage present. The larva of the poriferan, it is called as cydipid larva. Okay, the name of the larva. And the larva is definitely different from the adult porifera. Now the various examples. So see, in this chapter, the examples are very important. The scientific name, the common names, very, very important. They'll give you match the following. They'll give you write the characteristics of this. They'll give you any question. They'll give you one scientific name. Now you should know which phylum does it belong to. Then only you'll be able to write anything, right? So examples are extremely important. So once this chapter will be completed, every single student will do one thing. You'll make a list of all the animals that you've studied in animal kingdom, their scientific name, their common names, because this, so you should know by heart. Okay, so siphon is one such example, which is also known as scypha. Spongilla is the freshwater sponge. Euspongia is called as the bath sponge. So three examples are there in the phylum Porifera. Clear?
Yeah.
After that, there comes the phylum Coelenterata, or which is also called as phylum Cnidaria. So these are the organisms that have radial symmetry. Now, you can divide them into two parts by one plane, or you can say several planes passing through the central axis, isn't it? That's what radial symmetry is. Now, in terms of their habitats, they are aquatic. Mostly, they are marine, and freshwater forms are also there. Okay, marine and freshwater, both the forms are there. One example of the freshwater coelenterate is Hydra. Now, their body structures are of two types. Coelentrates can be the type which doesn't move at all. They stay in one place for all their life. So that form of them is known as a sessile form. Sessile means something that is stationary, something that cannot move. Or they could be free swimming form. Free swimming means they can freely swim here and there. Clear?
Yeah.
Then comes the Cnidaria. Where does the name of this phylum actually comes from? So it is derived from the nidoblast or the nidocyte. Now, what is nidoblast and nidocyte? These are sort of, imagine it like stinging cells. These are the cells that can sting the person. Okay, anyone, it can sting any organism. They have these nidocytes or nidoblasts all over their tentacles and all over their body. It's like a mechanism of defense so that no organism comes to eat them. Clear? And it is present in the epidermis, meaning in the upper layer of their body surface. Clear? Now, the uses of nidoblasts, it is used for anchorage, it is used for defense, and also for capturing of prey. Now, the nidoblasts, they are one step higher than the poriferans, so they have tissue level of organization. Now, they don't have just cells, they have cells and they have tissue. And they are diploblastic, meaning they have two germ layers, ectoderm and endoderm. No mesoderm is there. Now, they also have a gastrovascular cavity, meaning their body cavity is sort of like a proper cavity is there in which the food can get digested, and it has a single opening which is called as hypostome. So that is the part from where the food will enter, and that is the part from where the excretory product will be removed out. In them, unlike poriferans, the digestion could be extracellular as well as intracellular, meaning it could take place within the cell, or it could take place outside the cell as well in the cavity. Then there are some cnidarians that have a proper skeleton, but their skeleton is made up of calcium carbonate, such as in the case of corals. Now, you know that I told you that cnidarians can exist in two ways, either the ones that would be free swimming or the ones that cannot move. So depending upon that, they have two body forms. Polyp, the first one, this is sessile. Sessile means stationary, and it is cylindrical like this. Cylinder-like body form is there, such as Hydra, Adamsia. So in their case, they cannot move and they are the polyp body structure. The second is the case of Medusa. Now, Medusa body structure is when they are free swimming and mostly they are umbrella shaped, such as the jellyfishes. Okay, the scientific name of the jellyfish is Aurelia. Okay. But there are some cnidarians that can take both the forms. Like they can exist in Medusa also, they can exist in polyp also. So they can change their form. And this phenomena in which they can change their forms or exist in both the forms like polyp and Medusa, this phenomena is called as alteration of generation. Okay, alteration of generation, which
How
is
can
also
they
known as,
change like
see, when they, like, it's not that they will, click magic transform. No, it's like polyp stage is there. When the polyp stage is going to reproduce asexually, the resultant will be a Medusa stage. Okay, and if the cnidarian is in the Medusa stage, so if it reproduces sexually, that will form the polyp stage. Clear?
Okay.
So this phenomena is called as alternation of generation. They can alternate in between. It is scientifically called as metagenesis. Clear? One such cnidarian that can do this is Obelia. Now talking about the members of coelenterate. So first is Physalia, which is also known as Portuguese man of war. Because once they are like together, they sort of look like people going on a war. They look like that. Adamsia, which is known as sea anemone. Penatula, which is called as sea pen. It looks like a pen, like those feather pen that used to be there. So it looks like a pen. Gorgonia, it is commonly known as sea fan. And meandrina is called as brain coral. It sort of looks like how the brain structure is there. All those twipsy and turvy structures are there. Like
Ma'am,
that.
what does anemone mean?
It is the name. The organism's name. Commonly, it
Doesn't
is
have
known
a
as.
meaning.
No, anemone is like just like how lion is the name of the organism, same way
Or like
anemone is
that.
the name.
Because
Wait, I'll show you.
pen, fan, brain and everything has like it indicates some.
No. Sea anemone is like the name. It's like, wait, I'll show you the picture of sea anemone. You might have seen all those people that have seen Finding Nemo, they have seen this. You people have seen Finding Nemo?
Yeah.
Have you seen this one in Finding Nemo? These structure that with the water flow, they are
Yeah.
also moving. This is sea anemone. Okay. Let us see sea pen also. See. Sort of gives you a vibe of the feather. Not exactly, it is just resemblance, right? So this is Penatula, called as the sea pen. Okay. Then we have Gorgonia, which is called as the sea fan. Look, the fan that people, use like that, the hand fan, it'll look like that. Not actually the ceiling fan, the hand fan. Clear? So that
Yeah.
is your sea fan or Gorgonia. And lastly, you have brain coral, which is called as meandrina. See, sort of. It won't be exactly the same, but if you look at this picture, like just like how the brain has those curvy cerebrum part, same way, this is how it is. So that is why it is called as brain coral. It's coral. Okay.
It looks like a old brain.
It is an old rusty brain. So this is how it looks like. Clear?
Yeah.
Okay, let us see some more this thing also. What all examples from Porifera you people remember? Caifa. So this is what skyphal looks like. See, poriferans are those organisms that have a porous body. They would have pore all over their body. Tiny, 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 tiny pores. Okay, so this is your skypha, which is also known as cycon. Clear?
They look like cactus.
Sort of, yes. Then you have euspongia. See, this is eusponge, which is also called as the bath sponge. You people might have seen loofahs like this, used for bathing. So that is your euspongia. Okay. All right. Now moving forward, let's talk about another phylum. After this, or after Cnidaria, we have the phylum Ctenophora. The very tiny, miny phylum. It's like very sweet phylum. It's not at all difficult. See, mostly the organisms of this particular phylum, they are called as sea walnuts or comb jellies. Have you people seen the walnut with the shell, the circular thing? So mostly ctenophorans, they look like like walnuts, sort of appearance like that. They are exclusively marine, meaning they are not found in the fresh water. They are only and only found in the marine water. They are radially symmetrical and they are diploblastic. They have tissue level of organization. The things are same. Now their characteristic feature is that on their body, they have 8 rows of ciliated comb plates. Like 8 of them are present on their body. This is a characteristic feature that they have. Now, why is it there? It is helpful in the locomotion process. It helps them to move around. Clear? So that is your ciliated comb plates. Like it's like a plate like this, which has cilia on top of it. And 8 of them are present on their body. Clear?
Yeah.
Now the digestion is yet again extracellular and intracellular both. Now these organisms, they have a very unique property wherein they emit light. Living organisms emitting light is called as bioluminescence. Okay, they emit light. So this is a very unique property that the ctenophores have. Sexes are not separate, meaning they are also hermaphrodites. The reproduction is only sexual. Only sexual reproduction is there. Fertilization takes place outside the body and the development is indirect. Indirect means there will be a larval stage present. Now, at the end side of, like opposite side from their mouth, they have a special sense organ called as statocyst. Okay. Ultimately, the members of this particular phylum are Pleurobrachia, Genoplana, Cestum, and Barrow. Clear? Any doubts?
No, ma'am.
So with this, the third phylum is also done. Now let us see the different organisms. Pleurobrachia. See, do you see the resemblance with the walnut? The walnut with the shell, not the part that you eat, with the shell. Right? This is how, if I see the walnut picture. See how closely it resembles a walnut, this part. Okay? So that is your pleurobrachia. Then we have cestum. This is what cestum looks. Now see, this is the picture of it under the water and see how it emits light. This is the phenomena of bioluminescence. Is it clear, students? Any doubts?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Then we have the Beroe, which is also Ctenophora. See, this is how the Beroe looks like. It is a member, yet again, the member of Ctenophora. Okay, all of them would have, and see students, do you see these plates on their body? These lines? Are you able to see it?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is what the 8 ciliated comb plates is what they mean. Okay, cilia, tiny, tiny cilia are present on top of it and it helps in the locomotion process. Any doubts?
No, ma'am.
Now coming back to the topic. So up until now, we have completed the 3 phylums of the kingdom Animalia. And remember, none of them are chordates. They are invertebrates, like they are lower organisms. Okay, like we are very far away from them. We are very highly developed, but they are very low organisms with very less specializations that they have. Okay, now you people note down till here. Then we'll move forward and talk about the next phylum, that is platyhelminths. Yeah, you can note it down.
Ma'am, this is finished.
Okay, let's just wait. Sanidhi will also note it down. Sanidhi, do you have this written down?
Sorry, ma'am?
Do you have this part written down, the notochord part?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, you do? Okay. You people will have to start from polyphil. Okay.
I'm done.
Okay, both of you are done?
Yes, ma'am.
Done, students? Shall I scroll down?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, Then students, shall I scroll down?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Oh. Any doubts up until now?
No,
No.
ma'am.
Oh.
I'm done.
Done? Both of you are done, students?
Yeah, ma'am.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm done.
Then both of you are done, students?
I'm done.
Yes, both of you are done, students? Shall I
Yes.
scroll down? Okay.
I'm done. I'm done.
Yes, both of you are done, students.
Yes, ma'am.
Any doubts up until now?
No, ma'am.
Ma'am, what do you mean by digestion is both extracellular and intracellular? Like both is
Extracellular
happening
means?
in the same organism?
Yes. Meaning, let's just say sometimes the digestion could be within the cell, sometimes in the cavity, body cavity. Both the cases. Clear?
Okay. Done, ma'am. Ma'am, done.
Done, students? Both of you are done?
Yeah, ma'am.
Ma'am, done.
Yes, both of you are done, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, very